Hey Libra, your November tarot reading is ready. I'm Eleanor and welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. I have your theme here, and then your week to week is these two card columns, career and finances here, love, and then I'm finishing up with a bonus message from the happiness deck. So your theme is ghost, mushroom, and shine. But it's a weird message though. It's a message about timing actually, and knowing when to blend in and when to reveal yourself. It reminds me a little bit of fox energy, but like it encourages you to collaborate with or seek help from others, but only when you feel good and ready. And like if at the beginning of the month you don't feel ready, it is a good time to prepare and to plan for it in the future, because it's not a time to play it small at all. Okay, so I just watched the movie Metal Lords with my son. So full spoiler alert, because this is the ending. They asked this kind of nerdy cello player girl to join their metal band, and she like runs away and she says, I'm not ready. She just shrinks away. And then at the 11th hour, she shows up looking all badass and decked out and ready to rock and collaboratively save the day as a band member. So at that initial invitation, she was not ready. And we think she's just shrinking away and running away altogether, but what she actually went and got ready. And so it is about showing yourself publicly in some way and getting yourself ready to shine, whether that's in leadership or whether that's in a support role. Now, week one, you have Temperance with the Ten of Cups. This is kind of as close to perfection as it gets, bliss and wholeness. But that said, it's not what we commonly think. So, like, still water versus bubbly water. I feel like there's this kind of cultural expectation that happily ever after or bliss is like warm, still water, always enveloping you, in happiness. And it is like it's a possible prolonged state of being. But this week lets you experience what it really is, which is bubbly water. Bliss and joy are moments that are all mixed in and they lighten the normal, boring, or uncomfortable. There's no such thing as never uncomfortable ever again. Happiness would not feel like happiness anymore without contrast. It would start to feel like nothing. Like the warm hug would just start to like fade away and feel like sensory deprivation. The joy and the BS are not separate buckets. It's just one big fizzy bucket, if that makes any sense. So week two, you have the Hanged Man with the High Priestess. So you might find that there's not much you can change by way of action this week. It's best to take on the role of observer and see what insights you can download in stillness or silence. It's a time to try different forms of meditation or sensory deprivation float type thing, withdrawing from social media for a while. Like reducing that input or exploring somewhere new as an outsider or stranger. The biggest thing coming through, though, again, is silence. It's listening. It's watching. There's an element of surrender, too, to what your intuition could be trying to tell you, but you could have been trying to, like, get around by trying different things. What if I do this? Or what if I do that? Will I feel a different answer? So they're saying just do nothing and honor the actual answer. Now, week three, you have the Two of Wands with the Star. So if you do receive a new download or an insight, it looks like it's a huge catalyst for a new goal or wish. It looks as though you come out of suspension radically motivated in a new direction into the unknown. If not a new goal, it's a new guidance system. Actually, yeah, so it's like more of a new method or compass that you wish to navigate by, a new force to align with, a new North Star, a new way of choice making. And there's a new confidence that allows you to go into the unfamiliar because of this feeling that you can never be lost again now that you have this. Now, week four, you have the Seven of Wands with the Ace of Cups. So this reminds me of something that I just heard of in the ADHD sphere called emotional flooding, which is when emotions come on so strong and overwhelming that the brain gets overpowered and it loses kind of control to these emotions. But there are ways to keep from getting bowled over by big feelings that you can experiment with this week. And this applies to any emotions. Like, I think we immediately were thinking that this is associated with negative emotions like anger or sadness. But like the euphoria of falling in love can also kind of have that same hijacking effect where we can't focus and we can't function because we're just like floating. So it's the same thing. So there's things like grounding techniques or reaching out for support or asking for space, whichever it is that you need personally. Now for career and finance, you have the Fool with the Tower. So I shit you not, Virgo got this exact combination. And like I riffle shuffled several times and then I hand over hand shuffled and they didn't come out next to each other like they were stuck together from before. I pulled one and then shuffled more and then the other one came out. So like because I'm going to start filming the shuffle and offering it as a, like a private link just for the skeptics because like I cannot make this up. Anyway, so you and Virgo are going through the same thing. It's about being surrounded by chaos. It could be like work drama, maybe market fluctuations, maybe mergers or closures. Whatever it is, keep moving ahead and don't stop to look. It's kind of like Atreyu in the Never-Ending Story, getting past the laser shooting sphinxes. If you stop for one beat out of self-doubt, you get hit. So it's time to be the guy that's like dancing down the street with his big earphones, totally oblivious as everything crashes around him, behind him, not hitting him because he doesn't stop. He has no idea. He's just like doing his thing. So that's the kind of headspace you might need to navigate through some of this. So for love, you have the Hanged Man and the Three of Wands. So this could be most prominent in that second week where you already have the Hanged Man. But this is a gorgeous energy of letting someone come towards you. No chase, no reach, no games, no doing. Just being and shining like this mushroom in the dark, like a firefly, like a lighthouse for your person to find you. It's not a time to be a moving target or the pursuer. This is a month where you get to be the pursued. And if you are already in a relationship, it still applies. Allow your partner to give more and to be reminded not to take you for granted, to show up to the table more. Like, you ever noticed how a light in the dark seems to get brighter and fill the room more with time? It's like your light intensifies the longer you stay still. Almost like a distant star that's emitting light that has to travel over a very long distance. So finally, your little happiness affirmation, it says, be aware of the company you keep. Spend your time with joyful people. That's great advice because we do sometimes kind of absorb their energy and that affects how we feel, the company we keep. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Thank you.